It's 7:47 p.m. on a quiet Tuesday evening. You've had dinner, you're finally relaxing. The room is warm, the TV is humming softly, and you're thinking about nothing important. Then something strange happens. You go to adjust the remote, but your left arm doesn't follow. It just stays there. Useless. You stare at it for a second, confused. Maybe it fell asleep. Maybe you were sitting funny. You try again. Nothing. A cold feeling crawls up your spine. You open your mouth to call your wife. Ooh. Ooh. Your tongue won't move the way you want it to. It feels heavy and disconnected, like it belongs to someone else. Your wife turns toward you. At first she smiles, thinking you're joking. Then she sees your face, your eyes. The way your mouth is hanging unevenly, the smile disappears. In one heartbeat, you both understand what's happening. Inside your skull, an artery has just closed off. Blood isn't reaching your brain, and right now, this exact moment, 1.9 million neurons are dying every single minute. Memories, personality, language, all slipping away faster than you can comprehend. The clock is no longer a clock. It's a countdown. And if someone doesn't act quickly, the version of you sitting here may never come back. Hi, I'm Dr. Andre Wambier, cardiologist. And if this opening hit you hard, it's because it's real. This isn't a movie script. It's something that happens thousands of times every single day. Most people don't recognize the signs. Many hesitate, some wait, hoping it will pass. And by the time they act, the damage is done. Stroke is the second leading cause of death in the world and the number one cause of disability. But here's the part almost no one knows. In many cases, a stroke can be stopped mid-attack if you act fast enough. That's what we're talking about today. This video might be the reason someone you care about survives. Before we get into the science and the real stories, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. This is not entertainment. This is life-saving knowledge. What's actually happening inside your brain? You've probably heard the word stroke 1,000 times, but almost no one actually knows what it means. Let's fix that. There are two main types of stroke. One, ischemic stroke, 85% of cases. This is the clog. A blood clot travels through your arteries and gets stuck, blocking the flow of oxygen to part of your brain. Without oxygen, that section of brain tissue dies fast. 2. Hemorrhagic stroke, 15% but more dangerous. This is the burst. A blood vessel inside your brain ruptures. Blood leaks into the tissue and builds pressure, damaging everything around it. Whether it's the clog or the burst, one rule stays the same. Time is brain. Your brain consumes 20% of the oxygen you breathe, and neurons only survive a few minutes without it, which means hesitation is deadly. The Be Fast test, the simple checklist that saves lives. Here's the easiest way to detect a stroke. It takes 10 seconds. B, balance, sudden imbalance or dizziness. E, eyes blurry or double vision. F, face, ask them to smile. One side droops. A, arm. One arm can't stay raised. S, speech slurred or strange speech. T, time, call 911 immediately. If even one of these signs appears, don't wait. Don't check Google. Don't give water. Don't try to calm them down. Just act. Every delay means more brain dies. 2 breakthrough techniques that changed stroke forever. Let me walk you through 2 real stories, both true, both unforgettable. 1. Thrombolysis, the chemical unclogger. My neighbor, Mr. Carson, 57, was watching TV when his wife heard a strange thump. She found him half sitting, half slumped, confused and drooling. His face was drooping, and he couldn't form a proper sentence. She recognized the signs instantly. She didn't think twice. She didn't wait to see if he would come back to normal. She called 911. At the hospital, the scan showed an ischemic stroke. That meant he could receive thrombolysis, a drug called alteplase. Think of it like sending a chemical plumber through your bloodstream. It travels to the clot, dissolves it, and restores blood flow. But there's one catch. You only have 4.5 hours from the moment the symptoms start. After that, the risk of bleeding becomes too high. Within minutes of receiving the drug, Mr. Carson's fingers twitched. Then his arm moved. His wife burst into tears. They caught it in time. That's the power of early action. 2. Mechanical thrombectomy, the modern miracle. Then there's Mrs. Maria, age 71. She went to bed at 11:30 p.m. Everything was normal. When she woke at 7:15 a.m., she reached for her alarm, but her arm stayed still. She tried again. Nothing. She sat up and fell to the floor. Her entire left side was gone. She tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come out. Somehow, she dragged herself across the room and called her son. He didn't understand her, but he knew something was wrong and rushed over. By the time she arrived at the hospital, they had a problem. No one knew when the stroke started, so she couldn't get thrombolysis. Years ago, that would have been it. Wheelchair, lifelong disability. But today, we have something else. A CT angiogram showed a massive clot blocking her middle cerebral artery. The team rushed her to the interventional suite. The doctor made a tiny puncture in her groin, no bigger than the tip of a pencil. A microcatheter, thinner than spaghetti, traveled up through her arteries, heart, aorta, neck, carotid, then finally the brain. On the monitor, the clot was a dark mass. The doctor deployed a tiny metal mesh, a stent retriever, inside the clot. It expanded like a miniature net. They waited. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, everyone holding their breath. Then he pulled. Slow, steady, controlled. When the catheter came out, a raisin-sized clot came with it. Blood rushed back into her brain. The doctor looked at her and said, "Mrs. Maria, can you lift your left arm?" Silence. Then, like the first movement of a newborn, her arm floated upward. She started crying. The nurse wiped her own tears. They had just saved her brain. This is the kind of medicine we only dreamed of years ago. Why you are the true hero of these stories. Neither of these miracles work if the patient arrives late. Mr. Carson lived because his wife didn't hesitate. Mrs. Maria survived because her son didn't ignore her broken speech. The hospital isn't the first line of defense. The doctor isn't the first line of defense. You are. Your awareness, your reaction time, your decision to act immediately, that's what saves a brain. So please remember, be fast, balance, eyes, face, arm, speech. Time. Share this with your family, your coworkers, your friends, anyone who might someday face this moment. One day, someone you love might depend on you noticing something as small as a drooping smile. Never forget, time is brain. I'm Dr. Andre Wambier. If you found this helpful, check out the next video. If you love your kitchen, here are the hidden dangers you need to know about. Subscribe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.